Hi, I'm Elijah, and as lackluster as Week of Creeps was, I might as well finish it off with something like this. So you know what? I am going to rip my kneecaps off while playing Castlevania.
Castlevania, the scary themed action-adventure game, and difficult to say the least. Check your couch cushions, you may find a Castlevania game in there, or worse. The first entries were side-scrolling action platformers, which were then succeeded by Symphony of the Night in 1997. It focused on being non-linear like Simon's Quest, which also had RPG elements and exploration. It also took inspiration from another game series, Metroid, which coined the term Metroidvania. Yeah, and there were other games that came out and so on. With a game series as popular as this with spin-offs, 2 crappy N64 games, a bunch of handheld games, and a Netflix animated series, you'd think you'd see more of them, but whoop! Yes, it is one of Konami's fabled games as previously stated in my Dead franchise video, so I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain that much. So after talking about Castlevania and mainly Symphony of the Night, it makes perfect sense for me to play the NES game.
Hopefully.
Development for Castlevania started all the way back as it's followed. A guy who goes by Hitoshi Akumatsu wanted to make a game that made people feel like they were in a classic horror film, which sounds right with the film reel aesthetic in the title screen. Taking inspiration from Bram Stoker's Dracula novel and the old Universal monster movies, Castlevania was released on September 26, 1986 on the NES. Did I even mention the ports? You can literally find Castlevania on almost damn near anything, and I mean anything, like check your couch cushions. But hey, I like playing my games on a TV, so the phone and grab your controller cause we're playing Castlevania. The story's simple enough as it came out in the late 80s and the NES came out a year ago. You play as Simon Belmont, a descendant from the Belmont clan of vampire killers as you enter Dracula's castle to defeat him. In the game you move with the D-pad, jump with the A button, and use your whip with the B button. You start with 4 lives and 5 hearts. Hearts do not replenish your health, more or less your ammunition for your weapon you're carrying. To actually replenish your health, you have to find one of these breakable walls with a pork chop and eat it. You can also upgrade your weapons as you go along, even with the whip, which makes it longer and allow more damage. Also, the weapons range from holy water, an axe, a dagger, a boomerang cross, a rosary to wipe out all your enemies off screen, a golden potion that makes you invisible, and a stopwatch. All of these can be accessed through you just by hitting every block and candle you see in sight. At the end of each stage, you fight a boss ranging from any classic monster movie character, a giant bat, Medusa, Frankenstein, mummies, the Grim Reaper, and hunchbacks. You then grab these red orbs to finish the stage. And that's it, rinse and repeat. May I also add that the Gothic architecture really looks like a place with history, also homing into the scary theme of the game.
I may reiterate that this game is not scary as it's more scary theme, but the real horror is the game itself.
The difficulty is what I hear the most stories about, and they are absolutely right. Yeah, this game is really f***ing hard. The delay on Simon's whip, followed by only hitting in one direction, Simon's walking and fall speed are really piss your pants worthy. The stiff jumps also piss your pants worthy, and the incredible knockback. All of this featured in this game, but not getting the reaction that you expect. Sure, some of these get you angry and they feel unjustified, but it makes you want to try much harder and keep going, which is the best I can explain it. But I don't care, I'll keep saying every time I die. And then I'll go, oh I said and I still live with my parents, I'll go see myself in the corner. Just because a game is hard doesn't mean that it's bad. It can be purposely designed that way to be challenging. Even at the end, you're put through this endurance test to see how long you can last without turning off your console. Anyway, I made it and I'm gonna get to Dracula, but I keep going down the stairs until I refuel on hearts. Then you take down Dracula without taking much damage, even when this guy has an attack pattern that's so random, just barely for you to make it and for his head to fly off where he pulls a, "This isn't even my final form, bitches." May I also add that the boomerang cross is the best weapon in the game, so yeah, go to town with that on Dracula. Considering how much damage you took, you might not make it, but hell, go for it. After multiple tries, I did it. Then the game ends with the castle rumbling down and a ridiculously embarrassing credits. As someone who once played it once and said, yep, that was Castlevania, the second playthrough actually was, yep, that's Castlevania. As this game is considered one of the greatest games on the NES library, it probably wasn't that great. Well, don't get me wrong, it's it's a good game, but it may not be the best for everybody. The difficulty, the obstacles, the controls. But hey, that's the joy of playing it. You get a sense of challenge with this game. You strive to push for your limits. It's like the Dark Souls of the 80s. Was that an obvious phrase? Yeah, but however, the good things in the game are the good things. The satisfactory was using a weapon, killing an enemy after almost dying. Like that fight with Dracula and the boomerangs. I felt alive during that. If there's anyone out there looking for a challenging game, well, I have a recommendation for you, but you have to be a calm collecting person to play this. You can enjoy it for the challenge and thrills, or you may rip your kneecaps off.
But for me, I won't, since it's been a while since I complained about Sonic Frontiers and its launch day. Holy! When will I learn?